Well Ben, congratulations, you've signed a contract extension with Durham, keeping you at the club until at least the end of 2026. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels good. Being a part of Durham since I was a kid and certainly being a part of the last 2 years as a professional has been exciting. Seeing the path that Ryan Campbell's come in, because obviously I came in at the same time as him to the professional game, and seeing how we've progressed, obviously getting promoted and then having a really good season last year. I'm really excited to be a part of the team and what's next in the next couple of years.
You mentioned you've came through the Durham pathway. That's obviously a key thing for you. What are some of the main reasons you've decided to extend your contract with Durham?
It's one of them clubs where it's hard to leave because everyone's so tight knit, and being with a couple of mates like Mitch and stuff, being around the group still is great to see, and it's such a great club to be a part of, and especially, like I say, the way we've went about our business in the last couple of years, it's hard not to sign again at the home club. So
I'll touch on the season, the way you played shortly, but your first season as a professional cricketer, I guess you went from a rookie to a professional pretty quickly. How would you reflect on your season overall as a first year as a professional?
I mean, it was pretty frustrating to start because the weather was so bad in the first couple of years. I always say, the first couple of months, I always say it was almost like two different cricket seasons. I mean, it went from playing second team but only playing about 3.5 days of red ball cricket until the Metro Bank, and obviously from the Metro Bank it's been a different season, and it was always nice to get a good stint of just having a good run of games, and then obviously having a decent enough tournament to then move into the red ball. And I'd have liked to have finished it a bit stronger, but to get a score against Notts in my first game back from when I played against Sussex was special, so I was happy with it.
I guess, was that frustrating for you? Obviously last year, to make your debut at Sussex, you had a canny little knock down at Hove. You then go out the team, and then to come back in this year and then show everybody what you can do. Yeah,
it was a weird one because I think every batter averaged above 37 that year. So you think, well, I'd have liked a bit more of a shot, but who would you have took out, because they all played so well, and I think I just had to bide my time. I was only 18 and had plenty of time to get into the squad, and to make sure that I've done well coming back in was the most important thing, and to do that was pretty good.
Like we mentioned, you've signed an extension, you already had a year left anyway. When did Marcus alert you that he was interested in, I guess, extending your terms with Durham, and how easy of a decision was it to say you want to stay for at least another year?
It was, when was it? Maybe midway through the Metro Bank. Delighted. I didn't actually expect it, to be honest, because of obviously having another year on, but it was a no-brainer obviously to sign for another year because of the way the club's going. But yeah, it was pretty quick. Happened in a matter of weeks, maybe a month, and yeah, to sign as quick as possible, I tried my best to. So yeah, it was class. Let's
dive into the season. You mentioned it was obviously frustrating weather-wise at the start of the summer. Lots of games rained off, second team games only lasting a couple of days because of the weather. To then get an opportunity to play against Notts here, score 100 in your first game back. How special of a moment was that for you, and just tell us some of the memories of that day?
Yeah, it was massive. I got the Metro Bank 100, but that wasn't the one obviously I loved it, but it's not the one I wanted. And to do it against Notts, against a decent attack, obviously a lovely batting track, but to do it against the likes of Ollie Stone and Luke Fletcher and Brett Hutton and stuff like that, it was the most amazing feeling. To do it pretty quick, you sort of just lose. You don't really feel it until you come off, and I think it was on the night time I really went through all the emotions rather than being out there, because it just happened so quick. But that was a special moment.
Batting with Leesy, just tell us a bit about what it's like to bat with him. Obviously such an experienced cricketer and a guy that's just really starting off.
Yeah, I'd like to say I'm pretty calm, but he's probably the most calm person to bat with. I mean, he literally just guides you through it. It was a bit like when Badger done it. I was batting with Badger for a long time at Kent, and it almost felt similar because they've got that much experience. They almost just tempo you by the way they bat as well, and I really found it much easier going out there and just having that peace of mind that I've got someone down the other end looking after me. So it was brilliant.
When you're out there, does he talk to you about how you play, or is it just a case of just go out and do what you want to do?
I mean, the way I play is the way I play. I mean, he knows that, and I think he just wanted, like I say, the tempo. I mean, it wasn't more so about the shots I was playing or how I was playing. It was more just about keeping my head down and you know, all the fundamentals which sometimes I struggle to think about. But yeah, he's amazing just to be on that side of the game.
We won that game pretty comprehensively. To start in your first Durham win here at Chesley Street at home, how special was that for you to know you played your partner in a big win for Durham, and quite a crucial game, to be honest?
Yeah, it was a very crucial game to start off the back. Was it 5 games?
Yeah.
And the best thing was to see me and Dan Hogg doing well, and for him to finish off with the 7th in the second innings. Was unbelievable, and that sort of made the feeling a bit better, because you know that 2 boys that have come into the team have done really well, and we didn't sort of hold the team back, because you always want to improve the team, and I think we did that in that game, and that was a pretty special feeling.
You touched on Hoggy there. You've obviously came through the academy. Hoggy has as well. We've seen this year Campbell playing a lot of the younger guys. Obviously the Metro Bank One Day Cup, that happens a lot, but to see Minto come in as well, how nice is it that for you to know that the head coach you have here at Durham is going to back you all the way?
Yeah, it's massive. Like I say, when you get a chance, you don't feel like you just fill the spot with Campbell. You always feel like he gives you that confidence to go into the game, and you've got a real role in the game. And I think when the youngsters have played like me, Hoggy and Minto and the likes of them, we've all contributed, and I think that's down to the confidence Campbell has in the young lads, and that's pretty good for us. So yeah, I'd obviously like to see that again. I want it to keep improving the team, and so do the youngsters, so that's really good.
Let's go back to the game at Kent, maiden list 100 for Durham. It had been coming. I think it's fair to say you batted lovely in that competition, 50 at New Road. How nice was that to play a key part, another important win for Durham?
Yeah, it was massive. It was probably the best day of the year as well. Heat wise, it was like, what was it, 32, 33 degrees, and it was a full crowd. And honestly, I felt like I missed out on 100 at New Road, because obviously Killer was in bat, and he can bat, and because he was batting at 10, I thought I had to whack it, but I didn't, and that was pretty frustrating. But was that the last game of the Metro? Second off last.
Yeah.
It was. I really wanted it, and I thought the tempo that I played was pretty good, and yeah, I felt amazing in front of a packed crowd and a beautiful day. Yeah, and to get that win, especially from the situation we were in, bowling wise as well, to drag it back. I remember George got 4 for it, and that was unbelievable as well. It was a pretty special day. You
played in the T20 Blast as well this year. You obviously didn't get a chance to bat the way things went. Just touching on that, fantastic for you to play in all formats for Durham this year. You didn't get a chance to bat, like I mentioned, but to be around the squad and the team, that must be special as well.
Yeah, it was amazing. The feeling you get off winning a tight T20 game like that against Lancashire in a high scoring game actually was something I obviously never experienced before, because obviously the one at Notts got rained off. And like I say, even without batting, I still felt I was a part of the team, and that's just the way obviously T20 cricket is, but also how this group goes about things. You can be in the field, you haven't bowled batted, and you still feel like you've contributed to the team, even if you don't take a catch. It's a pretty surreal feeling, and to be a part of all 3 formats this year was pretty special to me. So
that Lancashire game, what a game that was. Just takes back obviously that Cogger's catch, and then winning by like 2 runs, which was again a pretty big win. I
think all the odds were against us in that game. We batted unbelievably, and then I think we played in some heavy rain for about 10, maybe more, 10 overs. I was actually behind the catch that Cogger's took, and I honestly thought he was dead. It was amazing. But obviously to win it from the positions that I felt like we were against it with the rain and stuff like that, and made it even better, because it just shows that the team's so resilient. It was a special win.
Let's move on to next season. We've obviously signed Will Rhodes, Emilio Gay. The batting lineup's going to be pretty strong. I guess competition for places is as high as it's been in a long time. Does that excite you that you're going to be up against and competing against these experienced cricketers, but the fact you've scored that 100, it's behind you now that you can compete?
It's always nice to have something behind you, like you say, rather than being, you know, having nothing behind you and trying to work your way in. But to have, like always, if you have competition, you always subconsciously you try harder, and it makes everyone better. It makes me better. It makes obviously Emilio better, and Rhodesy better, and I think the competition with players will just make the team closer, but also more competitive and within ourselves, and then that will go on to playing against other people in the summer. So it should be exciting, but yeah, I'm hoping to, you know, be around the team.
For you obviously want to open the batting in the championship. That's, I guess, a key priority for you. But have you started looking at aspirations in goals for the 2025 season?
To be fair, I just want to, obviously having a taste of all three formats, I want to just solidify my spot and try and play all three formats as a regular player. I mean, that's what you want as a cricketer. You just want to have games, more games, because when you're not playing, it becomes very tough, especially like say with the weather in second team cricket. You don't get that on our grounds, and to be honest, I just want to be a part of every single team we have and we put out there, and if I can do that, then I know I'm going the right way about it.